Welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. Now, today we are diving into a topic that has sparked heated debates across the country: the TikTok ban. Was it legitimate, or is it really a national security move, or just another political distraction? Can y'all tell I'm already upset? This is going to be a very spirited conversation. And now that the conversation has cooled down a little bit, because we are on Tuesday now, are we suddenly good with China? What does all this mean for the creators, the businesses, and the economy tied to this app? So we're going to break it down. And I have an incredible panel here. I'm going to tell you right now, we already done had some fun stuff, and we're going to bring it today. So I have Moya, tax professional. We have Constance Carter, our wealth activist. We have Dr. Alicia Watkins, couples coach and social work professor. We have Dr. Lene, brand your brilliance coach. And we have a lot to talk about. Okay, so if y'all have not been under a rock, I want to share that we all know that we had a ban of TikTok on the 19th. Now, before Biden left office, he literally said that he wasn't going to make any judgments on TikTok. He was going to leave that up to Trump and his administration. So Biden left it up to him. Now, of course, we all know the Supreme Court came back and said, nah, we're not doing it. Okay, so it's been a lot of back and forth. But now we are under a new administration. And we have a whole lot of controversy going on. So let's see what's going on with this video, and then we're going to jump into this conversation.
Soon after he is sworn in here at the Capitol, President-elect Trump says that he plans to sign an executive order to prevent a TikTok ban from taking place. The social media app briefly went dark this weekend, impacting its 170 million American users. Then hours later, TikTok issued a statement saying service was restored as a result of President Trump's efforts. In a Truth Social post, Trump said his executive order would extend the period of time before the law's prohibitions take effect. Right now, the law requires TikTok to be sold off by its Chinese parent company ByteDance in order to keep operating. Trump said last night he supports a joint venture where a U.S. entity would own a 50% stake. It's a reversal from his first term when he supported a TikTok ban. Some congressional Republicans who back the bipartisan law say there is no legal basis for any kind of extension. TikTok CEO Xiao Chu is expected at the inauguration along with other tech CEOs like Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, Amazon's Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk.
So the billionaires are running amok. They all showed up at at the inauguration. And so therefore, all of them were smiling in each other's face. Now, I'm going to give you a little history before I go into this question, because this question is going to lead in with this history. So the app went down. The app went down for about 30 minutes. It came back up, and there was a message. And I think we have a little graphic here showing you the message came back up and said, we're just down for a temporary, but thanks to President Trump, we will be back soon. Don't worry. We appreciate him working with us in this situation. Next thing you know, it comes back up, and all the billionaires are at the inauguration. Okay, so now, all right, I want to hear what y'all have to say, family, but I also want to hear what our beautiful panel has to say. So I'm going to start with you, Constance. Do you think the push to ban TikTok was a political move rather than a security move?
Girl, I don't even know why you asking me that. Come on now. I just say 2025, welcome to the Twilight Zone, because that's what we've entered. But I just think it's so funny. A few months ago, Trump was saying, or a few years ago, Trump was saying, "Oh, national security, the Chinese people are taking all that." But look, let me show you what he said now. He said the president said he changed his mind about banning the platform because I got used to it. And remember, TikTok is largely about kids, young kids. If China's going to get information about young kids, I don't know. To be honest with you, I think we have bigger problems than that. So, now it's no big deal because it's just kids. This is what Donald Trump said. So I guess that's, it's not about politics. It's I don't know.
I guess the fact that hashtag Democrats or anything like that doesn't have anything to do, because
I'm gonna say
anybody that is now putting that in are now being banned.
The Democrats are pussies. And I'm gonna say that, and hopefully my daddy ain't listening, but the Democrats are pussies. Because the way that this man came in there like a savage, just shredding everything, every person, every freedom that we have, every advancement that we have, anything that was not in alignment with his goals. The fact, and I know we're gonna get into it, but the fact that you pardon 1,200 terrorists who committed crimes, who hurt people, who broke into, and you're saying that you didn't ensue this riot. He didn't ensue this riot, but all of a sudden, all these people who committed these treasonous crimes are now pardoned. That is crazy. But
it is crazy.
The Democrats, because the Democrats, they act like pussies. But anyway,
I am not in disagreement with you at all, and I think that they all need to be washed out, except Jasmine Crockett. You can't get rid of Jasmine. I love Jasmine. But the same question is going to you, Moya. Do you think that this was really a political move or a security move because they think they got under control?
I definitely don't think they have it under control. I think it goes back to, because I really want people to Google what Constance just said. She literally quoted him verbatim. Like, that's exactly what he said. And so it's so interesting that 20 years, they are a political threat. So Congress signed a bill, and they said in the bill, anybody that's a foreign adversary, and they go to list several countries, and China's one of them. And then when you go on the FBI.gov site, and I don't know if you guys know this, but it was new to me that on the FBI site, when you look up about China, there's a video. It looks like a YouTube video, but it's a movie about how bad China is and how basically they're just mimicking what made America strong, and they're putting in those same exact elements that's going to make China what they feel to be stronger than America. So it's a real thing. And I think that we have to really address this. And there's another video that I think is even more telling when they talk about the algorithm.
Okay, so how about this, y'all? Y'all ready for another fact? You ready for another fact? TikTok is not TikTok in China. Do you understand that? It is called Red Note. And they are not allowed to talk about LGBTQ plus. They are not allowed to talk about their government. They are not allowed to talk about anything that China does not want you to talk about. They will shut your ass down immediately, period. So why do you think they let them run amok over here? What do you think that they are actually doing? Learning off of us and making their money over here and then claiming it's freedom of speech when they can't even do it in their own country. I used to work for a damn app, okay? A live streaming app that was from China. So I'm gonna tell you right now, they do get everything that you think they don't get. You can pick and choose your poison. You either can play or you can boycott. One of the two. I ain't done. Dr. Lene, do you think that this was a political move or a security move?
I think it's all about the money. At the end of the day, all roads lead back to money. Whether that's political move, whatever you want to call it, it's all about the money. It's about control. It's about sabotaging the American people by way of whoever owns us and owns the media and gets to dictate and control what we get to say, what we don't get to say. I think they want the control back from China so that they can have it. Like it's all money related. You have people on these platforms that are making crazy money, not going to work, making millions of dollars doing dances and whatnot. I think it all has to do with money and control. At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. Money and control. Who has it? Them, not us. Them or China. That's it at the end of the day.
But Dr. Lene, we got to figure out how we can get a piece of it. That's what this whole next 4 years got to be.
Well, I think that as business owners and entrepreneurs, I think we're going to come out okay as business owners and entrepreneurs. I think because that's who they're going to be thinking about. They're thinking about business. They're thinking about making money. So if you have a business or you're an entrepreneur and you're set up well, you too can prosper. Not at the billions level probably, but you can make a little bit of change over these next 4 years. And the thing about this whole political thing is all it does is back and forth. Democrats come in and make rules, Republicans come in and take them out. Then the Democrats come in and make some more rules, then the Republicans come in and take them out. It's just a swing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I'm just waiting these 4 years out to see what happens in the next 4. I'm just keep my head down, make some money, make some change, make some investments, buy some property. I'm not gonna be on TikTok doing no dances, but I do plan to make a little bit of money. I'm not gonna do that in strange, but I do want to make some change.
With what they paying, I might be twerking on TikTok in a minute.
Listen, I saw this post that said for entrepreneurs, they said you're one sale away from selling feet pics on OnlyFans. Listen,
I was thinking about it because I had to ask the question: do they like thick girls with stretch marks and cellulite? I don't know. So
they don't see that on your toes, girl.
Well, we still haven't heard from Dr. Alicia, so I don't want to miss out on getting your answer on this too and your thoughts on it, Dr. Alicia. Do you think that this was a security or a political move?
What do you mean in terms of Donald Trump or in terms of the ban?
No, we're not talking about his name. We're not doing that.
That's right. Orange Man. That's right. I forgot about it already. No, I mean, one thing I do like about this issue is that this is a bipartisan issue. So what a great way for Republicans and Democrats to get together on the same page with the flavor of protecting our information and making sure that foreign governments aren't manipulating the visibility of certain content on this app, suppressing certain viewpoints, and threatening the exchange of ideas. And that's what's happening, restricting access to platforms. I think it's, something to really take a look at. Now, in terms of Orange Man, at one point, this person was in favor of this ban of TikTok for national security reasons. And then now all of a sudden you're moving to yet another idea. And so now you're definitely like open. Yeah, let's try to figure out a way for us to kind of work together. And it brings up questions about what type of government we now want to have. Are we going to have a government where there's Republicans and Democrats, like for real? Are we going to have a government that is anti-government versus anti-people, United States citizens versus getting into bed with foreign entities? And it seems like we're turning more into an oligarchy and more into I think it's fascism, where we're in bed with corporations, not caring about the individual people and our personal information being shared to foreign entities. It's all about oligarchies, if I can say that word, getting together and having corporations run our government. That's a problem for me.
Well, then you're looking at all of the white billionaires being that, period. And they have control of what they want to do with us. They have the puppet strings. And as long as we stay addicted to this and we don't know how to use it for our own benefit, then we will be continued. Come on, let's all face it. We all go down these rabbit holes with social media. There are times you think you're going to be on social media for 5 minutes. And I'm on a social media fast right now. And I realize that I'm a crack hoe. I'm a hoe. I am a damn hoe. I need to put the phone down because there's too much screen time going on and not enough work. And this is exactly what they're doing, and I'm playing into their hands. So I'm calling my own self out right now, and the fact that I don't want this anymore. So they will not be able to control me anymore. I will get off of these platforms before I will let this continue. Now, with that being said, I'll be right back. We'll be right back after this brief commercial.
Hey, if you're just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. I am Tierra Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I am the proud producer of this show. So I hope that every day when you join us, you leave a little smarter than you came, because that's the point. Otherwise, why are you watching? So if you want to receive notices for when we go live, Fly Nubian Money goes live every single day. That's Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you don't know, now you know. All you have to do is text the word Queens. That's Queens. That's Queens to 87948. That's 87948. That's Queens to 87948. Yes? If you want
Yes. And this is a hot topic, and we all passionate about it right now. And you want to be a part of this. So we have wonderful topics every week, well thought out, things that are going on that you need to know about, and things that you need to be aware of. And in order to get a notification of us going live, it's really, really simple. All you have to do is text the word Queens, QUEENS, to 87948. 87948. Yes. All right, so let me tell y'all another little bit of information before we move on. Now, while TikTok was down, it has now been reported, of course, it's not official, that while it was down, all of the TikTok information was moved over to the Meta data centers in Texas. Not only were they moved over there, Facebook, Instagram now have an official TikTok page. That's never, ever, ever happened, and now it is. Now, also, you are also forced on your Facebook page and Instagram pages to follow Donald Trump and JD Vance and Mark Zuckerberg. So you can't tell me that all of them didn't have a nice little party long before this inauguration and put this together. So Incog says the orange man is in bed with his billionaire cronies. This is all about fattening their pockets. It truly, truly is. So let's take it back a little bit, because you see, there were a whole political hearings, Congress hearings, wasted our time, where even the congressmen didn't even know what to call it. They were calling it tiki-taki. They didn't even know what to call it. So, Constance, what do you think the main concerns for the people, what were their main concerns about TikTok at that time?
You mean the Congress?
Yes.
It's so funny because I was just watching the hearings, and they were so off base for what they were saying, but they thought that they were stealing our information. And it's like, okay, but these billionaires that own Meta are taking our information as well. But I find it funny when it's like, at what point do you get like rich enough, or do you have enough power? And that's what I don't understand, is like, it's just when they get to a certain level, it's like they get drunk with power. Because you think about, remember, so once the whole DEI initiatives, when he did the pushback, and then everybody started, Walmart, yeah, we ain't gonna do it anyway, and all these other companies, and Costco say, what, I don't give a damn. I don't care what my shareholders say. We gonna still exercise, and we still gonna enforce DEI policies. But then you have Mark Zuckerberg that's like, I'm gonna kiss the ring. I'm going to do whatever. Dude, you're already a billionaire. You can stand your ground and say, this is what you don't have to do that. Was it a threat that they were going to lose their business if they didn't fall in line and kiss the ring? Like, I don't know what it is, but it seems like to me, it's like they just want more and more and more. And like, nothing is ever going to be enough until really they destroy this country, which is, it's kind of like we already see this book being written. We already know what's getting ready to happen. We don't know how soon it's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to be in our lifetime or our children's lifetimes, but the destruction of America is coming. And, we just have to figure out how we position ourselves in all of this, right? I know we talk about Black women, we sit in these 4 years out, but y'all, I put it on my Facebook page, we Black women need a secret meeting of some shit, because while all this shit is going down, we need to be meeting up and trying to figure some shit out, because it's some shit going down. It's crazy out in these streets. It's literally the Twilight Zone.
And that's what's so frightening. And I have said this before, and I will say it again. It's really hard for us to concentrate and get organized when we are focused on a thing or two, and there are 1,000 other fires behind us. It's like you're constantly swinging, like the Warriors. You remember this movie, The Warriors, where they went and them bats, they were swinging them bats on that gang? That's how I feel we are now. We are under personal attack, personally. And the people who think they're a part of them are getting ready to get a very rude awakening. Now, let's all of a sudden see what the CEO of TikTok has to say, because as I recall, he was pretty fired at one point about how dare they ask me to sell any of my company and blah, blah, blah. Now let's see what he's saying.
Hi everyone, it's Show here. As you know, we have been fighting to protect the constitutional right to free speech for the more than 170 million Americans who use our platform every day. On behalf of everyone at TikTok and all our users across the country, I want to thank President Trump for his commitment to work with us to find a solution that keeps TikTok available in the United States. This is a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship. As we've said, TikTok is a place where people can create communities, discover new interests, and express themselves, including over 7 million American businesses who earn a living and gain new customers using our platform. To all American users, thank you for making our TikTok community such a rich and vibrant space, for surprising and delighting us every day. Rest assured, we will do everything in our power to ensure our platform thrives as your online home for limitless creativity and discovery.
Oh, kiss, kiss, kiss. Bend down, bend down. Give me some more Kool-Aid, please.
That's so
Bullshit.
sad.
Pure bullshit. Pure bullshit. Now listen, I know we're upside. I can live without TikTok, y'all. Okay. I want y'all to understand that I can live without TikTok. I can live without other social media plans. What has me angry is how we are sucking this up and allowing these people to take away our freedoms. So while this is going on where everybody's talking about TikTok, there are other shit that's being done, like taking away people's freedom, giving pardons to people who don't deserve pardons. I mean, you know, how many executive orders did he do in the first day? So, Dr. Lene, do you think that this TikTok ban discussion is timed to distract from other national issues?
I don't think it's a distraction from other national issues. I think it's a wake up to pay attention to what the left hand is doing and the right hand. I think it's all not propaganda, but I think that it is a very bold, in your face depiction of what these next 4 years are going to be like, right? They're going to be about billionaires making money behind closed deals. They were having these talks long before we got here. They were making this deal long before we got here. They knew how this was going to play out long before we got here. They playing games talking about the algorithm. Of course, you don't need to buy the algorithm because you're going to use your own. Like, it's just like, how stupid do you think we are? I mean, there are stupid people out there, but like, for real, like, the writing is on the wall. You're not pulling the wool over nobody's eyes. We see you, right? Like, it's like when your kids be playing in your face. Like, I'm smarter than you. I saw you coming. Like, I already knew how you was about to play this, but they act like this just happened. Oh my God. Thank you, President. How you thank you, President Trump, on the day before he even became president? Like, it's just crazy. Like, it's ridiculous. So I don't think that it is a situation of a distraction. I think it's a situation of, we're going to do what we want to do. We're going to pretend like y'all don't know what we're doing, and we still going to do what we want to do.
I think you're absolutely right. But this is the thing, y'all. They've been telling us this from the beginning. Why are people acting like they are so shocked? Long time ago, I came out with why y'all should be concerned about 2025. And you want to know what kind of answers I got? Oh, he'll never be able to do that. He can't do that. We have a Congress and we have a Senate. We have the Supreme Court. So, Moya, how the hell was he able to get around this when the Supreme Court said no?
Well, what I thought the Supreme Court said they're not gonna have a ruling on what the ban would be. The one thing that I think it's important to point out is, yes, there are really wealthy people, there are billionaires, but they also, like, when we talk about Meta, we talk about Apple, we talk about Google, they run a corporation. And so the corporation, all those corporations are publicly listed corporations. So therefore they have shareholders. And so when we talk about how much richer do you need to be, they have an obligation. It's the fiduciary duty to make money for their shareholders. So there's that piece there. And I also feel that when we talk about they want more money, there's money and power. I feel like maybe the Americans, they're looking for more money. Yeah. But China's playing a game of power. China's playing a very different game than the Americans are playing in this moment. And I think that's what's really concerning that we have to focus on. Sun Chu at the inauguration, guess who he was sitting next to? He was sitting next to Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence. These are assigned seats. So the question is, why is he sitting next to her when they had the report to Congress? And the only thing, because Constance is right, Congress is like, what are we talking about here? But at the end of the day, based upon what her department, she wasn't the head of it at that time, but the department that she's supposed to be running now, they left Congress feeling uneasy about what China had access to. And now he's sitting next to her. So they're playing a game of power, and we're playing a game of money. The person that's playing a game of power has a longer runway, and they care more than those of money.
You're totally right.
I was just giving you the,
Well, we always say people are the powerful ones are playing chess, and we're playing checkers. It's time for us to up our game. So there is a place for all of this, because don't get it twisted, y'all. If the billionaires can do it, you can make your coins too. You just need to be focused about it. You play their games. You watch when they sell stocks. You watch when they buy stocks. You watch their coming and going, because it's all public, and you follow the freaking leader in that aspect. Because, honey, ain't nobody becoming no billionaire just being a senator. All right? There are so many other games going on about that. Now, Dr. Alicia, I'm emotional. And you are an empath too. I already know. Because our hearts just can't take it. I'm bleeding liberal. All right. But here's the thing. I've noticed that this time off of social media, I get the itchies. To want to pick up that phone. So I would like to know what you think about how this affects our mental health and what we can do to protect ourselves from this.
There's a such thing as healthy anger. And I think that we need to turn our anger into probably some action, and not just sit around on these platforms, which I think is beautiful that we're here speaking truth to power. That's definitely important. But I think this may be a wonderful time for us to organize. I love Constance Carter's suggestion. Maybe Black women need to get together and have a meeting and strategize. I think anger is beautiful. All emotions are wonderful, but anger is a signal to you something's not right, and then you could do something about it. We're not powerless and helpless in this whole thing. I went to China several years ago, and I couldn't even access Facebook in China. I couldn't even access Instagram in China, or any of the United States-based platform. We couldn't even get an Uber in China. None of those things, because they're like, no, we're not allowing anybody in our country to use these apps, because they know about the information. So, I mean, this is not something new. We all know this. And as a matter of fact, you couldn't even go to Tiananmen Square and mention what was happening. The tour guide had to have us on the bus, talk about it on the bus in a closed activity, and said, there's people embedded in the crowd that's listening to see if you're going to even talk about a protest. And she was like, so we have to talk about it here, but when you go out, be careful what you say. So, I mean, are we going to turn into a country like that? That doesn't sound like free speech to me. So, I mean, there's something for us to consider. Maybe platforms like this can raise awareness, and I would love for Kamala Harris, in her anger, you could tell she's mad. I would love for her to open her mouth and talk. Like, these people are being too polite, and they're following the rule of how things are supposed to be and handing over power because the people have chosen. But I think, just like an ever-growing number of mental health professionals like myself, who have been raising alarm about some of the mental health issues and cognitive delays of Orange Man, speaking out against them, I think that people who know better need to also open their mouths and start speaking up, because these people are cowards at the end of the day.
Exactly. And I totally agree with that. Same thing in Portugal. When I'm in Portugal, Dr. Alicia, half of those things, and even some of the TV shows, you can't, like Paramount, Hulu, you can't get those over there. So each country has their level of security and what they will put up with. It seems that America just wants it all. We're drinking all of the Kool-Aid, the sweet iced tea, whatever. But guess what? I'm going to take me a swig of my nice, cool water, and we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back.
You want to grow your money and not blow your money, as Constance says, check us out at flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, programs, videos, resources. In 2024, there's no reason to be broke when there's information all around us. So get your money right. flynubianmoney.com.
Hey, get your right. I don't want me to tell you that, but it's a true story. Listen, we're talking about all these billionaires, right? We are. We're talking about the billionaires. We're getting angry about it, right? But you need to take action. All right. And how you do that is you start to plan for your financial health. And you do that by getting started somewhere. Why not get started with us? All you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. We have a lot of resources there. And I always tell you, you can't get to the goal line if you don't even start at the beginning line. The start line and time to let's go. Because you can sit back and complain and cry about it, or you can choose to take action to take care of your household and your financial health. Simple. flynubianmoney.com, period. Now, Dr. Lene, what role do you think TikTok plays in spreading misinformation or harmful trends?
Nothing more than Meta, nothing more than Facebook or Instagram. They're basically all the same. It's the you got the Bloods and the Crips, the Democrats, the Republican, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. They're the same. Like YouTube, they're the same. You get on, you get your opinion, people take it as fact, and they run with it. The only one, well, I was going to say LinkedIn, but it's not that LinkedIn is different. It's just that you're going to get more of a professional spiel, but it can be misinformation too. They're all kind of opinion pieces. Some are worse than others. Like X is probably the worst of them all because they just be over there spouting propaganda, all kinds of crazy stuff. But they're all kind of man-made places where you can just go and regurgitate any information. You can make things up with AI now. I seen a graphic the other day with Kamala walking down the street in a bikini, and she had like a beer gut and she's smoking a cigarette. Like you can make people. It's crazy. We are going to hell quick and fast by the hand of technology. You don't know what's real, what's not real, who wrote it, who didn't write it, did they really sign it? You don't know what's right, what's wrong. It's crazy. It's ridiculous at this point.
It is. And now you have Zuck Meta, who has come out and said that he is going the same way as Musk. He is not going to be fact checking. There's going to be community notes. Well, we know what that means. Anybody could say anything and nothing will be said. Let me give you an example of what just happened to me. And this is one of the reasons I decided to step back this week. Is my sisters died 2 years ago on January 15th. That girl is still walking free. Okay. So I actually did a 2-year anniversary talking about what happened to my sisters and how this girl is still walking free. Don't you know, Meta took it down in a heartbeat and told me that I was distressing people. But yet you have so many fake accounts and bots and wrong pictures spreading misinformation, but you cannot take someone's real life experience and then allow them to express that. So that is not freedom of speech. That is complete control because they think I'm distressing people so that they won't stay on the app. So with that being said, I want to ask you, Moya, there are pros and cons to everything. Okay. I'm not going to pretend like this is all a bad thing all the time because there are pros and cons. So what pros and cons do you see about TikTok's addictive nature?
Well, you definitely set up that question. You said addictive nature. One of the things that I think is important to understand is Dr. Lene is right in the sense that we have a harder time deciphering what's real and what's fake. One of the things that makes a difference between Meta's platform, Instagram and Facebook, and TikTok is Instagram is based around largely your social group. Like whatever your social group is doing, it'll show you feeds from your people that you follow. TikTok is designed to show you information that's really popular based upon what you've looked at. And so if their whole thing is to make you stay on the app longer, they're going to show you a lot of things that are sensationalized and that make you feel and think a certain way. While Instagram and Meta, their just design of their algorithm is different. And so one of the things that they did is, I was looking at a study that said she created a fake account as if she was a 14-year-old boy. And she wanted to know what would they show her. And so they showed her some of the things that, boys like soccer, sports. And then they showed her this guy who was saying all of these bad things about school. Like, why would you want to follow your teachers? The education system's designed to really make you fail. All of these things so that they can get angry. And eventually, one of the things that it led to a group of students doing is creating a protest at their school. And because they had TikTok, the message spread a lot faster and the protest was allowed to amass quicker, not allowing the teachers and staff time to really quell what was going on. And so those types of things, when whatever's popular raises to the top and not necessarily what you might follow, you select, then that's where the discrepancy in terms of shifting how we think and how we act. The other thing that makes TikTok very different is they have a lot of copy me trends. Like if I'm doing a dance, then you do the dance and then you do a spin on it. And so if you have that desire to copy me and now act upon what you're seeing versus passively watching it, then that's where the disturbances occur. So those are the major elements of TikTok that's very, very different than any of the other platforms thus far. Instagram is moving closer to TikTok though, but that's a big difference.
Yeah, but they're following the same path. If they're going to be in bed together, and mind you, this is Lala's personal opinion. I believe that TikTok has already been purchased. We're just not being told yet. We all see the signs, we already know. But Zuck is going to take it in that same direction. He is being advised by Musk on what to do. He's being advised by TikTok's CEO. And by the way, y'all, TikTok's CEO took CEO out of his description on his TikTok account. So let's kind of look at a graphic that kind of shows us who is using TikTok. In 2023, 38% of TikTok users in the US were between the age of 18 and 24, making it one of the most popular apps among younger demographics. Now, I ain't 24, but I was still doing it. Small business reported a 500% increase in revenue after adopting TikTok for marketing. In 2022, TikTok earned $9.4 billion in ad revenue globally, with a significant portion coming from the U.S. market. Listen, Linda. I said a B. Didn't nobody say M? I said B. So listen, Constance. Listen, you know what you're doing. You know all about marketing. You smart queen. So how can we take advantage of what is going on instead of being angry about it? What are some ways that people can embrace or learn to use social media to their benefit and build their business?
Yeah, just start twerking on TikTok, and I mean, all your trouble will go away. Just start twerking.
Can I put my feet up?
No, you gotta show your booty.
Oh, I don't got a booty.
Oh shit!
What else can we do?
You're doing bad right now. I don't know what to tell you. No, but I want to say a couple things. So I think it's important as business owners is that we do utilize all of it, because I don't use TikTok that much, but I got like 17, 18,000 followers on there from stuff I used to post in the past. It's hard to just try to keep up with everything. But you have to be different on TikTok than you are on Instagram and then you are on Facebook. So the content and then YouTube. So I monetize on everything but TikTok. I decided not to go that route, the monetization route, just because there's limitations on TikTok, but maybe I might. But you have to just post different content. But I do want to address something that Dr. Lene said, because she said that if you're a business owner, then you should be okay. And I do want to caution the business owners, especially the Black business owners, because remember in 2020, during COVID, when you had all the influencers saying, get your LLC, then get your LLC, then put it in truck, then do this, And so everybody got LLC. Everybody has a LLC, mother effing C, and ain't nobody making no money. But what did they do in 2024? They enacted the BOI. Now that is to keep us in compliance. And that's only for people who make less than $5 million. Talking about they wanted to stop, they wanted to be able to stop maybe money laundering or, national security, right? But the people who are doing the money laundering aren't the folks who are doing less than 5 million. Those are the small, your mom and your pops. So you're only going to enact the BOI filing for people, for small business owners, so that if you don't file this, and say who's all in a part of your company, then you're going to be charged $500 every day, a $500 fee every day, right?
That's for the deadline on that, Constance.
That started. Well, it was supposed to start in January of last year, and I think they delayed it, but then it started again. They're supposed to restart it again this year, right, Moya? Because I know you're a tax professional. So
it's still in delay. Actually, Texas saved us. Surprisingly, they took it up to their court, so it's still in delay.
Good. So if they enact this doesn't affect the millionaires and the billionaires. This affects people who are the small business owners, the people who make less than $5 million. All I'm saying is this: when we have to be very careful when we are starting the businesses. Make sure that we are in compliance. Make sure we know what the laws and the regulations are, because again, when we take 2 steps forward, they want to knock us 10 steps backwards. So we have to just, it's good for the business owners. Of course, deregulation is great for entrepreneurs. Deregulation is wonderful for us that are in business, but it's not that great for our regular everyday consumers. So, if you are going to get into business, just know what you're doing, because the worst thing that you could do is get a $500 a day. How much is $500 a day times 30? What is that? That's $15,000 a month.
Money.
12. Come on, math whizzes. I don't know how much that is.
Money.
It's a whole lot of goddamn money. So, but I just say that, the powers that be, that want to say the powers that be, and we know that there are hundreds of tax credits that are in place once we establish our entities. But when you're a small business like a lot of us, then there are even more regulations that they try to prevent us from, making any kind of money. So just be careful. And if you need consultation on that, you need to consult a tax professional right here, Moya.
Because she chimed up real quick. This queen knew. She was like, it's old.
Yeah,
it's old.
Right. She knows.
So she let us know. Now, listen, we're going to take a short break. We still have a whole lot to talk about. We'll be right back.
Fly Nubian Money is now on Spotify. Yes. We are on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, you can listen to us. All you have to do is search Fly Nubian Money and we will appear. All of our episodes. Make sure that you leave a 5-star rating and reviews so other people that come along and are looking for a good show to watch, they'll follow us too. If you are interested in being on Fly Nubian Money, sorry, I don't have any spaces. I'm just playing. If you are interested in being a queen or a king on Fly Nubian Money for the day, please reach out to me. I'm at info@realvirtual.net. That's info@realvirtual.net. Also, if you need help with your business, go ahead and send me an email for that too. Okay. I've said enough. Now back to the show.
Man, we do so much. Man, we got a magic email address. If you're trying to get up on your business and you are just spinning your wheels because you just don't know what you're doing right and left, and sometimes you need somebody to help you, but you're not ready to hire somebody permanently, but you need some help, right? All you need to do is just email us at info@realvirtual.net. Let me spell that. info@REELVIRTUAL.net. You need to learn to delegate so that you can concentrate on things that are more important than you being behind a desk doing something that you probably don't really know how to do and learning along the way. Okay. So let's get smarter about our business and let us know if we can help you in that. Now, listen, on the side note, while you busy going to these meetings, maybe you might have missed a show. Well, all you got to do is just download us on Spotify, Fly Nubian Money. That's all you have to do. Take us on the road, take us on that jog, take us on your exercise journey, take us on that hike. We are there. And when you're there, you want to make sure you give us a 5-star rating so that other people can find us too. So that's your homework assignment. It's easy. You can do it all on your phone. I hope you do it right now. But we're going to continue this. So, Dr. Lene, How should creators and businesses diversify their platforms to prepare for things like a potential ban or shutdowns? Because I know I about died when Periscope went away.
Oh man, I loved me some Periscope. Ooh, I love Periscope back in
I'm
the
still
day.
going.
At the end of the day, you don't own OWN, own any of these platforms. So you need to have people on your email list. Like folks be sitting up here chucking and driving on these different platforms. And then when they ban them or they get shut down, you done built 162 million followers and got 7 people on your email list. Like that's crazy. So however many people you have on your followers, or people who engage with you, get them on an email list, because you do not own Facebook, you do not own Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or wherever people follow you at. If you don't have equally as many people on your email list, which is what you own, then you don't really have a business. And the only way you can sell to people is if you are on social media. You don't have a business. Rather, let me say it a different way. You don't have customers. You don't have clients. You may have a business, but if you can't get in front of those people, if you can't market to them, if you can't send them a post or an ad or something like that, you can't make money. So make sure that you are taking the people who follow you as your audience and turning them into people on your email list so that they can become clients and customers.
Exactly. So did you just not hear her spit facts? You could be on social media all day long, but if you can't capture people, you can't increase your business. Because I'm
Let
gonna
me,
tell you
let me
right
add,
now.
let me add to that real quick, Lala, because and don't follow numbers, because there are people who have 10s and 15s and 20,000 people that follow them that are not engaged. You can buy followers. A couple of years ago, there was this influencer, I use the word loosely, allegedly. She had 1 million people who followed her, 1 million plus people who followed her. She decided to start a t-shirt company, and she didn't sell one shirt, not a single one shirt to her 1 million people who followed her. So don't get caught up in these numbers and think that because somebody has these numbers that they have a lot of clients or that they make a lot of money. Not true. I have a girlfriend who's her coach has like 1,700 people. She was like, you should coach with her. I'm like, I'm not to coach with her. I went and looked at her account. She ain't got but 1,700 people. How much she gonna help me on? She was like, yeah, but she's doing like 15 million a year. What? Hold on, let me go follow her. Like, don't get caught up in the numbers either, because some folks is out here working. They don't got time to be sitting on social media dancing and having all the fun because they're going to make money. So just act with integrity. Follow people who you want to work with or who you want to know something more about. Get on their lists. Get to know them through their emails. I email my list every day. I'm talking about something. I'm encouraging you. I'm helping you to know, like, and trust me, because when I go to sell you something, I want to make sure that there's a connection. So don't just look at people online. Get on their email list to see who they are and what they're talking about.
Exactly. It's still about networking and connections. All of us here got a connection. If I know somebody that needs a tax thing, I'm calling Moya. Okay. Everyone on this panel, I know who my experts are and who to refer them to when I need be. So I'm encouraging you to do the same, because y'all have a relationship with us too. You know it. You part of the family. You're here every day, right? So I want y'all to see how much money people are actually making on platforms like TikTok. Now, this guy is very well known. He's Kabi Lane, and I always probably get his name wrong, but he's the guy who doesn't even really speak on his content. So according to Forbes, TikTok influencers earn between $200 to $20,000 per post, depending on their follower count and engagement. Now, this guy actually has now been on real commercials, especially during Super Bowl time. And he has hobnobbed and done some things with some stars as well. He actually is a billionaire now, I do believe, from his social media. If he's not quite a billionaire, he's very close to it, because he makes quite a bit of money. Now, let me tell you this before we show you something else. If this wasn't that important, why would the billionaires be scrambling so hard to keep it and keep you in your pocket? Check this video out.
You want to own TikTok?
I want Project Liberty to own TikTok. And yes, I'm connected to Project Liberty, but I want this to be, we call it the people's bid for a reason. And we want people, all of us in America, as many as possible, to have a stakehold in not only TikTok, but the future of the internet. We've engaged with ByteDance through our banker, and we have received acknowledgement that they've received our offer.
How much are you and your partners willing to spend on TikTok?
We're going to keep the terms of our offer confidential out of respect for them until they have a chance to digest it. However, I have been fairly public about what we think it's worth and the amount of money we've raised. And that's order of magnitude $20 billion. And so I think you can draw the conclusion as to what we're thinking about in terms of the value of U.S. TikTok, which is a small portion of ByteDance. And
$20 billion is U.S. TikTok, your estimation.
That's right, without the algorithm.
There is no way the Chinese government lets anyone have that algorithm.
I think they've been quite clear about that. They view that as national IP, and it's not going anywhere. Lots of people thought, well, why would I buy it without the algorithm, or nobody would buy it without the algorithm. I think what makes our bid unique is that we're offering to buy it without the intellectual property, without the algorithm. And I think that may be the key to unlock the door in order to get this app sold and a transaction to take place which will keep the app alive.
In other words, we want your mind. We want your money. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about who's behind the curtain. Let's go skipping down this yellow brick road. Now I will have to say that I agree with you, Anonymous. Oh my God, I agree with you, Anonymous. You said, what value are they bringing to society, though? Dr. Alicia, how you feel about that comment?
Just that comment alone and some of the things that I've been hearing, like, I think it's great to get advice about your business. Just set that aside. But I just have I have such an internal issue when we start having conversations like, oh, Trump's in office. Let's figure out how we can make money off of that. Let's figure out how, I made a bunch of money because Trump is in office. Rah, rah. Like, I don't want to make money like that. That's not the kind of money that I'm interested in, because I really do think that we could possibly be on the brink of a civil war. There are so many different realities happening here. Have you ever spoken to a Trump supporter? It is like talking to someone from another world, literally. Like, these worlds that are being created out of nothing that logically makes sense. You cannot reason with these people. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense at all. It is very frustrating speaking to and trying to interact with people just on the interpersonal level. And there's not enough listening happening. There's not enough empathy happening. And I would rather sacrifice money so that I can have people who can get along with each other. I would rather take a cut in how much income I make so that the have-nots can have something. I would rather have government and corporations apart from each other. The government is supposed to be working for us as the voters to put legislation and restrictions, and it's supposed to say, hey, corporations, this is not right for the people that we're supposed to be advocating for. I would love to see all of that happen. And until that happens, I'm not going to be satisfied with, let me see how I can capitalize off of Orange Man being in office. That's not the type of conversation I'm interested in listening to. So I know that, it's smart for us to do that. But for me, in terms of my morals and my ethics, that's not something I'm going to even implement or even just applaud, quite honestly.
So Dr.
Alicia says Orange Man.
What do we do? Because, if we're not capitalizing, we're not going to make money, what are we supposed to do? Are you supposed to just cower, or what's the solution? How should we go forward in this?
I think we need to speak truth to power. We really do need to empower ourselves and really speak up and say, this is not right. Thank you. Humanity. I want it to be about humanity. I want us to be civil with each other. I want us to be in a country where everybody has an opportunity. I want to have rights for marginalized and oppressed groups.
But Dr. Alicia, I think we all want that, but that's the problem.
I don't want to walk down the street of Chicago, going out to dinner with my husband and stepping over homeless people. while I go to a fancy restaurant. That's not what I'm interested in.
I'm with you. And I think everyone on this panel is with you on that. The question that is always open-ended is this. Now we're going to take a short break, but I want you to think about this during the break, because there was a post where they always want you to be angry. But there was a really angry post I got about 2 weeks ago on Facebook. And I said, okay, so what are we going to do about it? And no one bothered to answer. They wanted to be so busy about being angry that they didn't want to think about solutions. But it's time for us to be thinking of these solutions and coming together and pushing back. Listen, the Democrats are pussies. Said it. They should have done something a long time ago. But nothing is being done until we unify. But right now, I don't see us even being unified right now, because somebody thinks you got more than them. And until we get out of that mentality, we're never going to be where we want to be, Dr. Alicia. And I want to be in that same world where you are. I have cried over this many a day. And not just because of social media, but because of humanity. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to take your brilliant business idea and turn it into income? So my name is Athena Gardner. I'm a CPA, wealth coach, and also a Fly Nubian Money host. And I am partnering with the Fly Nubian Money Club to bring you this exclusive training called Idea to Income, how to supercharge or elevate your current business and using the power of AI. So in this training that is exclusive only to the Fly Nubian Money Club, you will learn how to take your brilliant business idea and turn it into a money-making machine, or elevate a current business if you have one already. You will learn the AI tools that will help you supercharge your business, save time and slash costs. And then you will also have a plan and a strategy in how to execute that flawlessly. So if you're interested in that, please be sure to sign up at theflynubianmoneyclub.com, and I will see you in the training.
Boy, we're showing you what you can do. Listen, we have such experts. You do not want to miss. I'm telling you, if I could just shake you up for a few minutes to let you understand the wealth of knowledge that you are getting with the Fly Nubian Money Club. We've already had 2 excellent trainings. You've had myself. You've also had Constance Carter. And now you're going to have Athena, who's going to show you how to take the very things that sometimes we fuss about, harness them, to use them to increase your wealth and move forward in your business. Don't get left behind. And we do have a 30-day trial. So if you sign up for it now, you'll be able to catch some of these things that we're talking about and increase your wealth and your knowledge. Because without knowledge, you don't really have wealth. So you want to make sure that you sign up today, right now, flynubianmoneyclub.com. Now, Moya, I think I stepped on my queen's toes. I'm sorry. I know you wanted to say something to respond to Dr. Alicia. Could you please come in and let us know what your thoughts were on that?
The only thing that I was going to highlight is what Dr. Alicia is saying is correct. The only difference is we have to think about a long game. When they went and struck down Roe v. Wade, that was a 50-year game that they played. And what they have is they have money on their side that they can play the long game. And when we talk about humanity, which is so important, who's going to do it broke, though? Who's going to do it with no money, though? Like, right. We need money in order to say, this is what I stand on, and I'm going to put my money to back it up. So that way, so-and-so doesn't have to worry about when Harry Belafonte was out there singing and he's able to give to Dr. King. So that way he can go out there and advocate. Like, money's needed. So I think this is the golden opportunity to go ahead and see what we can do to maximize that.
I totally agree with you. Listen, we have one more video that I want to share with you right now, and let's check it out.
The larger issues of other countries intervening in what goes on in our country versus censorship and actual freedom of speech.
Actual freedom of speech. Tell me what you mean by that. I might be with you on that one.
There's a lot of people that go around acting like if I tell you to shut up, that you don't have freedom of speech, but I'm not the government and you're not being penalized.
Come here. And then social media has nothing to do with First Amendment.
That's correct. Right. And I think people have lost sight of that. Like, this truly is a freedom of speech question because it's the government deciding, what mediums we can use.
Freedom of speech is the government cannot create laws, right? But it didn't create this law. It just went by the laws that were already on the books.
Freedom of speech as a whole is like the government intervening in your ability to express yourself. I'm just kind of tired out that people are more worried about watching videos than the broader context of
it. Could be bought by another American billionaire.
I'm less concerned about an American billionaire. I don't think that most Americans are very intellectual. And no matter who owns a platform, if people don't have the cognitive ability to question what they're reading or seeing.
Very, very, very smart.
So I'm not on TikTok.
I think she has a beautiful point there. And with that being said, this hour has gone by so fast and we've talked about a lot. I know this has me up in arms, but then I'm also up in arms as well about what are we going to do about it? When are we going to stop talking about it and being angry and actually doing something about it? So, Dr. Lene, I'm going to start with you and your final thoughts. And if you also could please share where we can find you, I would greatly appreciate that, Queen.
My final thoughts on this particular situation really is just use the platform for what it is for. Make your money while you can and get you some clients and customers that you can build your business off of. So your email list. I always tell people that social media is just that, meaning if you are on there to have a good time and have fun and show your pictures with your friends and your family, then be on there and be social. But when you decide to use social media as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, it now becomes media. It is a medium for you to get in front of your customers and clients and your audience. So the content that you create should be for that, to attract people to you, but also to convert them from your social media platform onto your email list so that you can nurture them and make money. And you just have to have a different mindset when you're using social media as a person of this on there for fun versus a person who's trying to make money, because these billionaires are coming trying to make sure that you can't make no money. So if you are on there to make money, make sure that you set your business up in the proper way: lead generation, CRM, funnels, email engagement that you're nurturing so that you actually can turn your audience into clients and customers. I am Dr. Lene Javette. I am a Brand Your Brilliance coach. I help service-based entrepreneurs package and sell their expertise so that they can monetize their brilliance. You can follow me at I am Dr. Lene Javette.
Dr. Lene, I'm sorry. I also wanted to include if you had any thoughts about the last video that we saw.
I think all social media is there to dumb us down. There's a video on Netflix, and it talks about, I forget what it's called, but it talks about Facebook and how they have scientifically, specifically, intentionally used research to figure out how to make you sit in front of your phone or your computer or your desk longer. So all of it, doesn't matter which platform it is, doesn't matter who it is, billionaire, none of that matters. If you are holding your phone in your hand, they are trying to figure out how to keep you like this longer. And the longer you are like this, the less time you are spending with your family, the less time you are at the gym. When I'm at the gym, I am on Netflix and Hulu. So that one might not be true, because I get to watch my shows when I'm doing my 5 miles on the elliptical or on the stair thing. So it's okay if you're on your phone while you're at the gym, just don't fall. But for the most part, this keeps us dumb. This keeps us dumber. And when you sit with it yourself, you're dumbing yourself. But what we're doing now is I forgot who's talked about when you get the minds of the kids, is we are doing less parenting because we sit our kids in front of their computer. We sit their kids in front of the iPad. We sit our kids in front of YouTube. So we're not getting any smarter, but these kids is dumb.
Brilliant. No, I mean, I'm talking about the information. They have so much information. Like, it's just crazy, the amount of information that they have.
Exactly.
And the amount of access to information, good and bad. Like the example with the kids learning how to do a boycott or porn or sex. Our kids, they have too much information. They are dumb from a knowledge perspective. They have access to it, but they know more about sex They know more about conversations they shouldn't. It's a catch-22. They do have more access to stuff, but are they utilizing it? And then how are they utilizing it?
Exactly. So I'm going to go to you, Dr. Alicia. What are your final thoughts, and where can we find you, and in any comments that you have off of the last video that you provided us?
I think that Orange Man taking over as president of our country was a very demoralizing moment in history. I think that it's going to take a bipartisan courage to speak up about it. My hope is even people on both sides of the aisle, Republican and Democrat, will come together and start to realize that Orange Man is a malignant narcissist and has severe cognitive decline. And hopefully the people around him will also start speaking up, as they did the last presidency. We noticed everybody around him spoke up and started telling stories about it. That's what my hope is. And if anybody wants to deal with a healthy way of dealing with your anger, because to be angry means you are paying attention, you can process a lot of that with me. Contact me at Coaching with Dr. Alicia. And maybe I'll do some pro bono work, because I don't want to make money off of this. That's not the kind of money I want to make. So contact me anyway. We'll see. Sliding fee scale for everybody who wants to process what's going on with Orange Man and what's happening today.
I love your heart, Dr. Alicia. I love your heart so much. My heart sees your heart. Y'all make sure that you please contact Dr. Alicia for anything that you need in your mental health. If you just need to talk about it, it's not healthy for us to carry this around. There's constructive ways that you could deal with it, but you need help sometimes from a professional and one who has a big heart, and that is Dr. Alicia. So I'm going to go to you, Moya, next. What are your final thoughts, and where can we find you, please?
Yes. So one of the things that I think is really important that she highlighted in the last video, she feels like the people need to have the intelligence to decipher what they're looking at. The only thing is that's the opposite, as someone else said on the platform. That's what they want to do. For example, if you wanted to go ahead and invest in an IPO, the Security Exchange Committee, SEC, feels like you need to have a certain amount of money and have a certain things in order, because they believe the average person doesn't have the level of intelligence. So I think whenever we start questioning someone's intelligence and what they can do, what they're unable to do, I think that's when we really falter. I think what's important is that we truly see what are the ways that we can help ourselves, because at the end of the day, that's really what we have to do. Like with what Constance is doing with the Net 7 and helping Black women truly get their money up, and being in a community and setting of like-minded women that help you, I think those things really make a difference. One of the things that I'm doing is I have all of this that I put together specifically for people that want to make sure that they're getting their children and paying for school for nothing in terms of college, and that's largely around your taxes. What you do and put on your FAFSA has a lot to do with your taxes, and I don't feel like we have enough information about that. So reach out to me, DM me at Moya.Business. Allow me to walk you through what you need to do this year to make sure that not only are your kids ready for college and you don't have to pay for it, they're giving you money, but you are also all set with your taxes and what you need to do this year, because the tax laws are set to expire this year in 2025. So you want to maximize it.
You heard him. The tax laws are getting ready to expire. You need to make sure that you understand what you could do to help further along your family and their education. FAFSA is really important for those who may not see a way to get through college. So you want to make sure that you reach out to Moya. Make sure you go to her social media and follow her, and then reach out to her so she can share her wealth of knowledge with you. Okay. Now we have our Queen, Constance. What are your final thoughts, and where can we find you?
Well, first of all, I want to say Moya's going to be on my podcast, the Grow Your Money podcast, this weekend. We're going to talk about them tax benefits that are going to help you guys in this current economy. So, you know, I'm thinking about social media. So I'm thinking about all this and I'm listening to everyone and I'm thinking about just the balance that I think we need to have. Because one of my favorite books is Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. And he talks about how to come to perfection, the 10,000 hours. How are we using our 10,000 hours? And he gives examples about, different people, Bill Gates and the Beatles and all these people who've done things to perfect their craft. And so what happens is a lot of times we are using our 10,000 hours just scrolling aimlessly. We're not making any money, we're not doing anything. But what if we use those 10,000 hours on something that really enhanced us? I can tell you this with all certainty. When I was I was a broker, but I was a real estate agent. When I was actively working with buyers and sellers, I made millions of dollars on Facebook. And that was just me posting, hey, congratulations to my client. And so I would post one client and then I get 10 more. And so you can use it. Social media can be a productivity killer, or it can make you a lot of money. And so I want you to really think about how you're utilizing this. And like Dr. Lene said, you got to diversify. You got to be omnipresent. You got to do all of the things. You have to have your list. You have to do social media, like all of those things. Don't have all your eggs in one basket. But if you truly want to be a business owner, that's one of the things that we will need. So use it to your benefit, y'all. Use it to your benefit. Don't get so caught up in, what's going on, because what you will see is you're going to see a lot of propaganda. You're going to see a lot of things that are there to sway your mind. It's good to listen to people and to things that are current, that are factual, that are giving you actual real data, and not propaganda sites, not left-wing sites, conspiracy theorists, or right-wing sites. Listen to, fair and balanced information. That's what we really need to do. So I say, listen, utilize it and make money from it. If you can make money from it, make money from it. I agree with Moya, is that I can't help nobody being poor. I can't help you if I'm in a position where I'm in need and not able to give. So I'm going to utilize this time and I'm going to make as much money as I can, because it's also about giving. That's not the money, the wealth, all that stuff is not just about the money. It's about holistically. Who can I help? Who can I serve? What can I do to better my community? What can I do to better Black people? And that's why I have the Net 7 Collective, where I help Black women from all over the country. I help them to increase their network to 7 figures. So go to my website, ConstanceCarter.com, click on Net 7 Collective, or just look at all the stuff that I got going on. I got all kind of shit. Go to my website and see what really fits you, because I want to work with you. I want to help you to really change your life in 2025.
Simple, easy. Go to Constance's website, Constance Carter. She made it easy. So all you have to do, she's got a ton of stuff. I can listen to her all day long. I'm always learning something from her, and so can you. So make sure that you go and do your homework and follow Constance. And here is my final thought. I can get extremely passionate about politics. I can choose to stay angry. I can choose to not take action, but that's not what my choice is. I will be angry for the moment, but in the meantime, I'm praying and asking what I can do to be the light. I need to be the light for someone else, because what is it to live this life if you can't enjoy yours and then turn around and help someone else? I'm not going to continue to stay angry. I may be angry the rest of this week. And I know the orange one, I call him the orange Muppet, will do many things that make me angry, but I'm not going to let him dampen my light. I am going to move forward and help someone else. And with that, you can go to my website, www.laurakey.net. I have some free resources there for you. I have a budget where if you don't even know your budget's out of control, you can download a free budget. You thinking about moving abroad because you don't want to be stuck in America anymore? I got you. Let's get you started and to see if you're even in the right mindset to do that. So go to www.laurakey.net and download your resources today. Now, listen, everybody, we actually had a very, very spirited conversation. We have actually had some good solutions, which this is why I love us so much. We may fuss and we may cuss and we may fight and we may bite, but we always going to give you some kind of solution. So today we've peeled back the layers of this TikTok controversy and explored whether it's genuine or is it really a national security issue? Is it a political play or a distraction from a bigger problems? But we've also looked at the potential economic and social impacts for creators, businesses, and consumers alike. Now, while the debate still may be unresolved, one thing is clear. Technology continues to shape our world in powerful, powerful ways. And we have to stay informed, prepared, and proactive. So thank you to my amazing queens on this panel today, Dr. Alicia, Dr. Lene, Moya, and Constance, for your insights. And thank you for joining us on Fly Nubian Money. We're here Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know you don't want to miss us. So do all the homework, Spotify, email, text the word Queens to 87948. Yes. Okay, do it. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be blessed. Peace out.